Good morning, y'all. It's View from the Pew. It is Tuesday morning, November 3rd, 2020. It's Election Day here in the United States. If you are an American citizen, you should vote because it is a privilege we have that's not promised to us anywhere else. So we encourage you to exercise your right to vote and do so underneath the authority of God's Word, and you'll always be fine. Remember, no matter what happens today, no matter who's elected, God is still on his throne. He's still in control. He is still in charge. So take comfort in that, especially if you are God's child. We're looking at the commands of Christ in the Olivet Discourse, and we've come to a section that's entitled in my Bible, The Judgment of the Gentiles. And it is the judgment of the Gentiles. I've struggled with this passage before just in a cursory fashion until recently when I came to the realization that in light of what the Olivet Discourse is and in light of who it's talking about, this is about how the Gentiles treat the Jews. In Genesis 12, 2 and 3, there's a promise that God makes to Abraham. He says, I will bless those who will bless you, and I will curse those who will curse you. And this is the fulfillment of that, what we read in this passage. It says, when the Son of Man comes in his glory and all the holy angels with him, all the nations, now that's not the Jewish people, but all the nations, all the Gentiles, will be gathered before him, and he will separate them one from the other, as a shepherd divides his sheep from the goats. And the sheep and the goats are divided based upon how they treat the least of these. Who are the least of these? I believe in the context of the passage, the least of these is the Jewish people. Whether lost or saved, the context is the Jewish people. And Jesus, who is the King of the Jews, who will be the king over the Jewish people and the world during that 1,000-year reign, who is the Son of David, expects his people to be treated kindly and fairly and to be loved because they're fixing to be dispersed. According to this passage, they're fixing to be dispersed. In 70 AD, they will be dispersed throughout the entire world, and the Jewish people need to be treated with kindness. They ought to expect that from Christians. They haven't always gotten that from Christians. More often than not, they haven't gotten that from Christians. But here's the command, if I was to sum up the command in a nutshell, because you have this passage where those who treated them well, come you blessed of my Father, those are the sheep, and those who did not treat the Jewish people well, depart from me, you cursed. Remember Genesis 12. I will bless those who bless you, I will curse those who curse you. So the command from Jesus is simply this: treat my people, the Jewish people, with kindness. Treat my people, the Jewish people, with kindness. God is not through with Israel. God is not through with the Jewish people. We know that from the book of Revelation. And we as Gentiles who have been grafted into the tree need to treat our Jewish brothers and sisters with kindness. Without their root, there would be no fruit in our lives. And I believe that to be true. So as you think about that today, think about the election. Who's going to treat the Jewish people with kindness? And let your vote, to some degree, be focused on that, because Jesus expects us to treat the Jewish people with kindness. I pray God blesses your day today. I pray that you'll be safe. I pray that you'll be discerning. I hope that you'll join us tomorrow night. Tomorrow night we'll get here. Tomorrow night for Bible study, we'll be in 1 Peter 3. Wonderful passage as we look at how wives, how husbands, how all believers ought to treat one another. So we encourage you to be here tomorrow night, 6:15 p.m., either in person or on Facebook Live. We'd love to have you, 6:15 p.m. So God bless you. Have a great Tuesday.